What up, YouTube? This is GIOSTEALTHR1, and I'll be waiting for a few people to start coming in. Let me start off this video by coming across and give you just a little update on the X-Maxx. I'm going to be doing the installation of the Pro-line Badlands and also the new HR aluminum 24mm hex wheel nocks. So primarily that's what I'm going to be doing right now. Welcome. What's going on? Wyatt RC, what's going on? You know, I've had these for more than a week and I have not installed them. Hudson Hulk Hobbies, what's going on? Sean McCants, what's going on, man? Jack Chase 79, what's going on? Woody Creasman, what's going on? Tap Money, Monfidel, what's going on, brother? So before I even get into the discussion of me doing the installation, which I'm going to be doing live, Easy Tracks, what's going on? Did I paint the new body yet? I'll talk about that in a few on that. Well, you know what? I'll talk about that right now. So here is the body, and as you can see, my screen cannot take most of it. But primarily, when I ended up getting my vinyls done, the guy that ended up doing my vinyls made it backwards. So I had to go back to the vinyl cutting place and have them do my vinyls. So these are the primarily the vinyls I'm doing. As I told you before, I'm doing a Nintendo Switch body, and there's like more vinyls over there. But I should be painting this week. I just got the would I ever get a fifth scale? Yes, I would. I should be painting hopefully by Saturday. I got all the paint ready. I got all my vinyls ready for me to do the cutouts and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be going with a little bit of a different type of color scheme. Also, I'm installing these right now just for video purposes, but I'm not going to be using these. I have a color theme that I'm gonna come across with the RC, so this is just for visual purposes, and I'm probably just gonna put them back in the bin, and you know, it is what it is. I've had that for like months, so I'm most likely not gonna be using that. I haven't been doing videos in a while because I've been doing a lot of reconstruction on my hobby room. I'll come across and just give you a quick visual of all the boxes and everything that's out there with that, and that's primarily what's been going on. And I have not been able to really do anything as of late. So I haven't been able to throw out a video or anything like that. A lot of people have been asking me, you know, what's going on with the videos and stuff like that, and it just hasn't been able to happen for me at this point. A few questions that were asked for the times that I have not done the video. You know, what's going on with the Traxxas 4-Tech. So if you guys were able to see that video, that was a pretty cool live video with me unveiling the 4-Tech and stuff like that. That should be coming in, from what I understand, from Traxxas early May for me, but I believe mid-May for a lot of other people. So hopefully everything aligns with the stars and I get it before anybody else. Possibly not, maybe so, who knows. But that would be a cool thing for me to get that. Also, a few questions were asked about the Long Island RC life. What's going on, bro? Another questions that were asked were, you know, just recently they just unveiled the new crawler. Am I going to get that? Dark Knight, what's going on? Am I going to get the new crawler? Well, I do have my SCX 10, and also I do have all three of the Yeti Rock Racers. I have the Yeti Junior, the 110 scale, which is the 320 or the 330 or whatever, everything like that, and then I got the big Yeti, which is the 480. So am I going to get the Traxxas crawler? Possibly. We'll see. What's up, Tyler Stone? We'll see what's going to transpire in a little bit. Might get it. I mean, I do have other projects that I want to do. Let me just come across and give you Melbourne. Give it to the needy. Don't be greedy. That's funny. Lucas Fry, what's up? I haven't watched you in a while. Sorry about that. Don't feel bad. I haven't done a video in a while. So, Sean asks me, when I get into the fifth scale, I always want a low C5T. Metal RC Moore, what's going on? JFB Gamer, that would look good with that upgrade. Do it. Let me see. Wide RC retracted. Did I paint the new body? I went over through that and a few other things that I'm going to be doing. But I'm trying to get my hands on, like just more and more upgrades. And I'm going to be changing out the theme. So I'm going to be coming across and nixing the orange theme, which is probably going to be the run. This is probably going to be my run body theme. And then going across and doing my Nintendo Switch theme. Now, if you guys are wondering why am I doing the Switch, I've already done a PS4 body. My SCX-10 was going to be an Xbox One body, but I never ended up transpiring and doing that. Long Island Speed, what's going on? But that's pretty much where it's going to go as of right now. So, any questions before I get started with this installation of what you guys are going to be looking at? Thomas Cook, what's going on? Painting the RC. Yo, how's it going? I keep missing the live shows, and now my internet plays. All right, cool, man. You wrecked your slash Long Island Speed. Wrecked the slash two-wheel drive at a 120 at Wilshire. Oh, man. If you have a video, I would like to see that. If there's ever one thing you guys will know, that if you get good crash videos, you will get a lot of views. So, hot racing parts, I know is, well, I have my boat, which is over here in the box, is fully hot racing up. A lot of people have been asking me to do videos. Now the weather is getting warmer, and you should be seeing a video. It's all the way up there. So you should be able to see videos very soon. So hopefully you guys will be able to check that thing out. I'm going to attach a GoPro to it and see what it initially can do with that. And also right next to it, you should see the funny car. And I don't even know why I have that car. Whatever. So a few other upgrades are going to be happening. Somebody asked me about what type of upgrades I'm going to be utilizing within the next month. I will acquire, which I had one in my hands and I didn't buy it, the Castle 2200 kV censored motor system. That's going to happen very soon. Danny Chase, what ESC do you prefer, Max? Not too sure. Dark Knight, holy, how many RCs do you have? Well, my room is kind of a mess, but I'll come across and give you a heads up of the rooms. Hold on. You guys never get to really see the hobby. The hobby room is destroyed. I'm telling you, look, destroyed. So I do have the Traxxas X-Maxx right there. A whole bunch of bodies. Don't forget to check all the screws on the rims. Everyday RC did a video, and it needs to go over all of it. Well, all those screws are going to be stainless steel. So a lot of bodies that happen over there. Let's come across, and so we have the Summit, which is right here. We do have the E-Revo, which is right there. We have the E-Max, which is right there. The SCX-10, which is hanging over there. The XO1, which is buried somewhere over there. There's a Slash 4x4 and the Rally 4x4. My Bandit, which has the Traxxas Alias on top of it. There's my Rustler Mamba Monster. There's the Slash two-wheel drive LCG. There's the Slash two-wheel drive HGC. There comes my boat. There comes the funny car. There's the customized Gravedigger that's right there. VXL. There's the Stampede 4x4. I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, this is the PS Vita, the Latrax Rally, and something might also be hiding over there. And then on the bottom shelves, you'll notice that I have more RCs, which is the Mini E-Revo, the 1/16 Gravedigger, probably another RC in the back. There's the Latrax Teton, and I do have 4 other RCs inside, which is going to be the SCX10, which is inside. The what the hell is that thing called? The Yeti 1/10 scale, and also the Yeti Junior, which is inside in the living room. So, as you guys can see, a lot of people have been asking me to do an unboxing of the DTS1. I have not done that, and if you guys are just curious if these things are full, they're not. So, let me launch you guys back over here. Hold on. Bear with me 1 second. That's what happens when you do live video. You have to come across and... Alright. Here we go. Now, there was a lot of questions that went by. I'm going to see if I can go through all of them. Alright. Which do I prefer, the Max 5 or the Max 6? Danny Chase, I am not too sure. I know a lot of people are utilizing the Max 6, so that's pretty much what I'll go with. Dark Knight asked me, holy shit, how many RCs do you have? I pretty much gave you the rundown. Gio, don't forget to check all the screws. This is from Hans Christian Constant. Sorry, I beat up your name, I'm sorry. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to put these all stainless steel. Next question, painted the RC. My VXL 8S has been playing, had been playing up, and I've also have a slash to replace the Hobby Win 6 Max 6. Okay, SVK RC community. Guys, check out my new video. Thanks. No, you're very welcome. Where's the XO? The XO's in the bottom. As you can see, it's buried. Let me see. This is the house. This is an actual, this is my little... This is a part of the house that's, you know, my specific hobby room. Let me see. Travis Bowman. I don't know how much racing you do, but I'm looking for the best buggy that handles very well on the track. Any suggestions? It all depends what size buggy. You know, I mean, you have, you know, Serpent is one of the is a really good buggy, and then you have other companies that, if you are racing, you're going to go with, you know, a better company. I mean, Team Associated has a really good one. So, but it all depends on the size, because if you go 1/8 scale, Losi is really good. Let me see. Melbourne. I bought all Harvest Racing parts for my Armor Creighton. Black and red theme. Want to complete, like my ripsaw. Yeah, people want me to do the ripsaw thing again. If people don't know, if you're able to come across and check out an older video of mine, you should see the tank treads for the ripsaw theme that I had for the Traxxas E Revo. So that was a pretty cool concept. It would cost a lot of money. RCUAE. Hey Gio, just wanted to ask, what's your favorite RC? My favorite RC would have to be my Rustler Mamba Monster, which is my first RC, and also which is my most expensive RC. There are components to my Rustler that you cannot find anywhere, by far anywhere. So that's why that's one of my favorite RCs. I actually got to drive it one time in front of Everyday RC, which has been retired for a little while, and he was shocked that I was able. I threw it on an event that we did. He was like, "Oh my God, this thing's actually hitting the floor." So yeah, that's always been my go-to RC for, you know, my most favorite. But the best RC that I have, that I had the most fun with out of every one of them, has to go hands down to my Stampede 4x4 Stampinky. If you guys have watched my videos from back in the days, you'll notice that it's fully completed pink. So that's one of my favorite RCs to bash around with. But I mean, I'll be honest with you, the X-Maxx has definitely taken precedence over a lot of things. Okay, let's keep on going. Yeah, hands, you're right, it's my Rustler. Jordas RC and Blink Shrinks RC and Shrinks. That is a long name. How much were those tires? Finally, some Pro-line X-Maxx tires. I don't know. MSRP was $109. So I don't know what it cost me for the whole set. I actually bought them live on a video on a live video that I did last time, and a couple of the YouTubers were able to, one YouTuber specifically was able to give me the code for 15% off or something like that. So I actually already bought that live. I totally forgot what I paid for it. Geo show car. Yeah. Well, I have to say my show, another vehicle that's retired that I would never drive again would have to be the 30th anniversary Traxxas Gravedigger VXL. So that would be another RC I would never touch. Oh, thank you very much, my man. Thank you very much. Now, initially, what I was going to do is, if I brought you, I was going to put on the bad, let me see, I had this whole, I might as well disconnect you guys. I had this whole theme set up for where I was going to come across and utilize the Baja tires and rims, and I was going to install everything. See, I have everything brand new in the box. Baja tires I was going to throw in there with the Baja wheels, and it was going, look, it's right here. I built one. So this was initially I was going to install into the Traxxas X-Maxx, and I never did, and I don't own a Baja, so I'm stuck with it. But everything's brand new, and I'm like, freak, man, I got to do that. So that's where I'm at. And as you can see, I have a lot of shelves there, so don't judge. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of moving around with the room and stuff like that. So are there any other questions you guys are interested about? Nothing. All right, so let's go on. Did you gorilla tape your Pro-line tires, trenchers, or Badlands? What are your thoughts if so? 12R1, what's going on? You see? 12R1. Definitely, if you guys don't know, the reason why you see GIOSTEALTHR1 is because I own a Yamaha R1, which is black. So every single time I see somebody with an emblem that has R1, and from his logo, he has a motorcycle helmet on. So that's that pretty much goes without saying. Dark Knight, any drones? No, unless you want to say the alias, it's definitely no. So anyway, let's start this off. I'll try to answer as much questions as I can as I'm doing this installation video, and I'll go side by side. So this is what I wanted to put on. Andy, what's going on? So primarily I hate the lock nuts that are there. I think this is a little bit more stylish with that. I'll just come across, I believe I cut one of these out. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Possibly I did not. No. So, well, X-Acto knife, that's what you're there for. So let me just cut one of these out right now. And this is the top of the lock nut. I'll go a little closer. Hopefully you guys can see the quality of the HR Racing, which is going to go right here, which should look pretty awesome. And there are a few more components that I have to cut out. So I am going to go, instead of plastic, these are metal. So I'm going to install these as well. Jacob, what's going on? And Travis, low C8, hold up to bashing. It will. Low C8, I've seen a lot of people bash with that. So I'm going to crack this guy open right here. And definitely well-built aluminum. And then also a lot of people who do not know what this is. This in actuality goes into the inside of the rim. And I'm going to crack open the rim right now for you guys to get more of a visual of what I am doing. So I have that, and that. And let's get these tires out for you guys to see what we're doing. Now, anyone who ever buys Pro-line tires knows that the minute you crack them open, they have this like weird funky smell. So, yeah. Let me see. All right, crack you open. And we'll go over the size differences between the X-Maxx tires. Yep, that's the smell. Ugh. All right, so as you guys want to know, you get your Pro-line decals and everything like that. So these are the wheels right now. I do have the original Traxxas X-Maxx wheels. They look possibly the same height. Maybe the Pro-lines have, no, Pro-line's pretty the same thing. And the width, there you go. The width, nah, maybe the X-Maxx has a little bit more, possibly not. These are utilized. Yeah, this probably has a little bit more width on it, but they are broken in. So anyway, so as you can see, this is the internal parts of the rim itself, and we were talking about the metal insert. The metal insert, which it's awesome to know that I cannot utilize, or can I? There should be, let's see. This is something pretty interesting that I'm seeing on camera. You guys are watching right now. But I don't think I could utilize, it looks like it separates over here, that I'm able to pull this piece out and insert this. But for testing purposes, it looks like it's separated. Maybe my eyes could be deceiving me. Maybe it's just a mold. Maybe I can't pop that out. I'm not too sure. It doesn't look like I can. I don't know if whoever owns this wheel, if you guys can give me a know-how if I'm able to do that. So, it smells like pretzels. Yeah, right. All right. Would you recommend the gear? I don't know what type of car you're looking for on the gear ratio. All right, so it doesn't look like I can utilize the metal inserts for that, so I'll just leave that specifically for the X-Maxx rims. So let me pop off the pin that's right here. Pop you off. Hopefully I don't pop it off and lose it. All right, so as you can see, these are just regular plastic ones right here. Let me throw in the new hub. As you can see, the HR logo, very small. Install that right here. Very snug. Extremely snug. All right, perfect. Let me drop in. That's interesting. That's really interesting. So let me pull this back out and give you guys just a little visual of what I'm talking about. Because like I said, I'm doing this live, so this is something good for you guys to see. So this is the original hex that goes right here. Now I'm trying to install this one. The problem is, look at the width difference between the two. So does that eliminate the pin? I'm not too sure, but we're gonna install it anyway. So maybe the pin just, I don't utilize the pin. Maybe this is deeper. I don't know. So the pin's out. So let me just put this back on. And it seems like it's a specific way that you need to put it on. Okay, not there. There you go. Slides in. Slap on the wheel. And this is awesome. This is awesome. So for some reason or another, it does not let me adapt. Now I know why. I know why now. When I bought this, and I bought all these components, it was specifically for the Baja. That's why it gave me an extended version of it. Interesting. Are they heavier than the stock tires? Yes, they are. All right, so that eliminates that. So I'm gonna have to put back the factory plastic one again, slap in the pin again. Wow, I can't utilize any of it. That's bogus. I have so much aluminum here now. All right, so let me put this back in. Hopefully it doesn't pop out. And then I'll install you, which now you fit perfectly. And let's throw in the nut. My personal opinion, if you are putting this on, utilize the plastic one that is from Traxxas. Do not use the metal one. If you utilize the metal one, you will scratch this whole thing up. So, wow. And to my luck, this is a 24 millimeter. So I can't even tighten it. Wow, what a terrible presentation. All right, so this is the nut that I have right here. And I guess this is how it was supposed to be done for the Baja wheels, but it doesn't look that bad. I don't even know if it's that bad. Let me take out another tire. It looks like it meshes up exactly. I don't know. This is insane. Let me take this back out. I'll get to your Q&A in a few minutes. But this 12 millimeter hex hub doesn't look like... Am I shredding anything? No. Well, all right, let's go to the questions. It's pretty cool because now you guys are able to see what not to buy and what to buy for your truck as well. All right, it smells like pretzels from Melbourne. Calvin Winder says my trenches smell terrible. On my slash, easy tracks, need good drag steering for the slash. What is your opinion on the Pro-line Gladiator 2 Dirt Hogs? Dirt Hogs have been okay throughout the years. Christian, what's going on? Hey, nice stream. Glad you can join. Guts Zom 11. The pin doesn't matter too much with the X-Maxx. With my X-Maxx experience. Oh, well, it doesn't fit. This is specifically set up if I'm going to throw Baja wheels on it, and that didn't work out. So so I'm stuck putting in the well, you know, not for nothing, this would fit over here, but still, this is specifically for a Baja. I can't even tighten this down. So this would be interesting in finding out what's going on with that. Okay, I had the same problem with my GPM parts. It makes you treads locks, yeah. Hans, you're out of luck today. Well, not too much out of luck because this does go on, and I do have a tool that I'll be able to put this on, but the only tool I have, it is metal. So that's going to be interesting on how to put this on. What about the aluminum 17 millimeter wheel nut tool? Will it scratch it? The 17 millimeter. Well, I have the plastic one. I have the 17 millimeter inside, metal one, which I specifically use for the Rustler, and never had any issues. Live stream with everything goes wrong. Yeah. Well, like I said, I did a live unbagging with this, so this is pretty much a learning on this. MTC Tookie 25. That's that shit goes sometimes, homie. That's true, man. So now I'm stuck in a situation where I have pretty much two components that I can't utilize. I have a full, if you guys have been watching since earlier, I have a full setup tires for a Baja, and also I have the installation kit for a Baja. Maybe I could put the Baja wheels in the front and the X-Maxx wheels in the back. I give it a different type of setup on there, but we'll see. Let me see. Warhawk Legend 69. The tires look good. Hey, what's going on, my man? Troy Hoffman, loving the new shoes for the X. What do you think about utilizing Jumbo Kongs on it? The Jumbo Kongs will be a moot point because I've put the Mama Monster 2 on the Jumbo Kongs, and they are one of the most unstable wheels out there. So, all right. Tires look mean. No, the tires look dope, man. You know, it's definitely a stronger material of rubber as opposed to the regular X-Maxx tires that has a little bit of a softer composite. So these are a lot more aggressive. So when I'm pulling into dirt, it should be a little bit more interesting finding out what the handling is on this. Now that I'm throwing on a stronger tire plus heavier tire, and a lot of people are going to be asking about this, what should you do with the servo? Now, The servo that I have in there right now is the upgraded steel gear servo, and that I did an installation video on that for you guys to check out. Once I did that video, what's initially transpired is I haven't had any issues. Now, that being said, Traxxas did release a video, a servo specifically for the X-Maxx. Now, it does have all metal gears on it, and which is pretty cool. I haven't acquired it because I already have metal gears on the servo that I own right now, and there was no reason for me to come across and even attempt to do something like that. So that's that. So if you are putting on a tire like this, my most professional opinion is make sure you either upgrade your servo or beef up the gears in your servo, because this is a lot of truck to be turning, you know. So definitely something to look at when you do that. All right, I don't really like the gray part. Well, with the gray, the cool thing about this is the cool thing I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, everything right here, every nut that you see right here will be changed out. All these screws, all of them are going to be stainless steel. And all the gray will be dyed black. So we'll see. Or maybe red. This is light enough to go red. But I think if I dye it red, it's going to be more of like a burgundy color. And I'm trying to make this into a Nintendo Switch. So let me see. Let me see. Josh, take the body off, please. Oh, okay. Oh, at least you said please. Hold on one second. There we go. There goes the body on it. As you can see, I'm doing 8S. My Dusty Motor shrouds are in there with the batteries. I know you're probably going to yell at me that I have the batteries in the truck. I should take the batteries out and put them in a case. I know I should. I did not. So that's what's going on. All right. Pro-line makes a true upgraded product. Yes, very true. Pro-line. You know, Pro-line's been out for years. Usually when they come out with something, it's something that's going to be utilized throughout the years. I mean, a lot of shocks that they do. I mean, Lord knows when Pro-line comes out with their shocks for this truck, I have no idea what the price point is going to be on that. So it's going to be insane. Let me see. My X-Maxx started on fire. Well, it's bring it to Traxxas. Traxxas will not. How many ounce servo? That I have no idea. If you're able to go onto the Traxxas website, you should be able to see the difference between their new high-powered servo, which is going to be all metal gears, as opposed to what was initially, I believe it's right now is a 2085. Hans. One says new servo for the what? New servo for the front, extra and stronger. Yes. That's any thoughts on the Coca-Cola X-Maxx design? Like I said, if you are going to do a design, like I spoke to you guys earlier, if you are going to do a design, make sure you go with a company that is able to do cool parts. Now, as you can see on this one, it's kind of like an outline plus the decal itself. And on the truck, it's gonna say, if you read at it backwards, it's gonna say, "You mad, bro?" So that's something that's gonna be thrown on there. Because I know a lot of people will have their own X-Maxxes, so once we do a bash event, that's the way it should be set up. Okay, thank you. Troy Hoffman, how does the new Traxxas servo stack up to say servos when it comes to the strength, electric, and speed? Well, I have not acquired the new Traxxas servo for the X-Maxx. I ended up doing the gear upgrade from Hot Racing, so I do not know the speed and the differences between the two. I know the new Traxxas one is a lot stronger, supposedly a lot faster, and it has metal gears. The price point is pretty high, but you are driving a 1/6 scale truck. Jacob, does it get hot when the Dusty Motors covers on it? Well, When I had the 6S edition of the X-Maxx, I did not have any heating issues with that. I drove it through the winter, and since I was driving it through the winter, I have not had any heating issues because it is cold. But the springtime is here, summertime is coming up right around the corner. Does it get a little bit hotter? It is a vented sheer material where it is breathable. It definitely is breathable. But with all things, if you cover it up, you are going to raise your temperatures a slight bit. Always keep monitoring your temperatures for your ESC and also for your motor. Make sure that whatever lubrications that you need for your motor, you make sure you take care of that. And also, it's just general regular maintenance on your thing. Make sure that the fan is working. Make sure the motor on the fan is working. Some people opt to put the fan on a different type of 12-volt battery because they don't want to draw power from the ESC or the servo. So make sure your temperatures are good. Do I recommend dusty motors? All day. Because if you ever drive this thing in the snow, this thing becomes like a 50-pound RC because it fills up inside. If you drive this thing on the dirt, it does pick up a lot of dirt as well. This in actuality dissipates all that. So definitely something you should acquire in your X-Maxx. Okay. Best look tires. This is from Warhawk Legend 69, as is utilizing a low C Monster truck 1/5 scale tires. The wheels, but not dyeing the wheels in black. Well, look, I really want to come across and do something a little bit different with this. I am gonna the 5T, the Pro-line 5T tires that I want to throw on there. It's not happening, so I'm gonna test it out regardless. I'll probably just sell it to one of my friends or something like that, or whoever's into that. Expensive though, yes, it's very costly. How soft or hard are those compared to the Trenchers 3.8? Do I have 3.8 tires? Yes, I do. Hold on. These are a lot harder than the 3.8s. Let me see if I can. See, I have Trenchers. That means I have to move my cars around. I have the Trencher X's on my E-Revo and the Trencher X, the regular Trenchers on my Getty XL, and this is a lot harder rubber, extremely much harder rubber than what's on the 3.8s. Okay, where am I at? Melbourne, 285 ounces, definitely weak for the truck combo. 400 should be the minimum. Very true. Mooch 55. Hey guys, tires and wheels look awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Travis Bowman, can you run a Futaba temp sensor with a nitro engine? That I would not know about. I've never owned anything from Futaba. The only companies I've ever owned of controlling would be the aftermarket Spectrum, and the regular radios that are over here, and probably the Kyosho radio, Let me see. Out of all your RCs, what do you do? Out of all the RCs, let me see. Out of all of your RCs, what do you have the most fun with? I've been having a lot of fun with the X-Maxx. I really have been. But the most fun I have, when I said earlier, will be my Stampede 4x4. That is the most fun RC. The E-Maxx, I've had too many issues with the E-Maxx, which between my hobby guy ended up taking off the lipo sensor, which kind of pissed me off because it drained out 2 of my lipos. The E-Revo, if you're running 6S, you break your rear diff a lot. Definitely recommend to put Badlands, a little bit smaller, but definitely worth it. The most compliments I get will be my Rustler and my Summit. People love the NYPD one. I do not like driving the Axial. Out of all the Axial Yeti rock racers, my most fun is the Yeti Junior by far. If you want a little RC, that's the one you get. The XO1 hasn't been driven in a while. I have every part to drive it. The Slash 4x4 LCG is one of the best RCs ever made for bashing, for pretty much anything, speedruns. I don't get to play with the Bandit. I did a recreation video on the two Slashes, two-wheel drive. I don't touch the drag car. Don't trust the Gravedigger. The other Traxxas cars I do not touch as well. And I want to go crawling for the New York City crawl happening very soon. Ultimate Traxxas, man. Hey, what's going on? I just got my X-Maxx Badlands. So you got to smell what some people are calling in this room pretzels. Warhawk Legend 69 says, any new word from any of your contacts about the next generation e-Revo? That has been under wraps for a little bit of time now. Would I get that RC? Yes. If there was a new generation e-Revo that came across and it was the big daddy to this, it would, in actuality, it would probably be the X-Revo. You and I have, we've had discussions about this before. It would be the brand new 6S, 8S e-Revo, or X-Revo. And it would be kind of like their same platform as their e-Revo right now. That would definitely conceptually be something that would be in the arsenal immediately. So let me see what else is going on. Hans, Gio, what truck body would you recommend for a 4x4 slash bashing? I have 4 bodies that I bash around with, but I have 4 bodies that I have to paint. The Pro-Tech, I think it's called, or the Flow-Tech, that would be the best one to get for that if you're going to be bashing around, or get the Traxxas one if you're just going to be bashing. Joel, what's going on? Have you ever tried armor trucks or buggies? Seems like your Slash didn't have any. Are you Traxxas endorsed? You know what? If I was Traxxas endorsed, I would not. Let me get one thing straight with you. A lot of people say to me, do I get stuff from Traxxas? Do I get hooked up from Traxxas? Does Traxxas give me this? Does Traxxas give me that? Traxxas has not given me anything. Throughout the years that I've been doing my channel, I have not received not one thing free from Traxxas. I mean, even all the way up to this banner that I have right there, that I got free. That was from Castle Creations. But I've never been sponsored by Traxxas. I've never been endorsed by Traxxas. I mean, companies, like RPM, I've never been endorsed by them, but yet I shout them out continuously. I've never been endorsed by RC Screws, and I utilize them continuously. I've never been endorsed by Bad Horsey for their shock covers, or other shock covers that are out there, Full Force RC. You gotta understand, a lot of times when I do my channel, it's not to be endorsed or endorsing stuff that's coming out. And I know why you might think that, because I was able to get a first look at the Traxxas 4-Tech. The cool thing about me having as many vehicles as I do, and I do have Kyosho, I do have Axial, I do want a low C and stuff like that. The cool thing about having the channel and having me utilizing all these parts, because I go with all aftermarket parts like Hot Racing, I'll do Integy, I'll do a whole bunch of other companies. Primarily what happens is that I'm able to utilize a lot of spaces. So you guys may hear me talk about Bruckner Hobbies, Hobby Heroes in the Bronx, because I'm able to go over there, do the Kyosho Mini Z Racing. I shout them out. I'm a very big promoter of hobby stores, very, very big. And I do have a really good relation with Willis Hobbies. And the thing is about Willis Hobbies is that they're able to get their RCs pretty much day one of release. So I kept on contacting Willis Hobbies. Yo, is it there yet? Is it there yet? Is it there yet? And mind you, the Fortec was supposed to come out in mid-March, or as they said, March. Once March came around, they pushed they pushed that car to come out in May. So surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, because the guys over there are very, very, really, really cool with me. They call me up and they say, look, we have a Fortec available for you to check out and see for yourself. Now, I immediately jumped at the chance. They contacted me on a Friday. Saturday, I couldn't do it. I was motorcycle riding, and then Sunday came around, which was Easter. Then I ended up going there Monday, and I was able to come across, and I've never blown an MIP axle. I ended up coming there on Monday. I contacted one of the guys over there. I'm like, look, are you guys available for me to check out the car this Monday? They were like, no problem. So I ended up doing the live video over there, as I've done many live videos, and I was able to give you guys pretty much a consumer look of what the car is about. So to me, that was awesome. You know, if I was technically endorsed by Traxxas, you would not be seeing an upgraded video on these tires. You would see an upgraded video on the Fortec. So I'm not Traxxas endorsed. I do buy all my RCs that's in my collection. I think the only RC I did not, well, technically I did buy because it was a trade, would be the funny car. You know, but everything was built from the ground up. And the way it started off is I started off with a Rustler, then I started off with the Stampede 2-wheel drive, and then it jumped up to where I had enough parts to build up another Rustler, and then I was able to get a really, really cool deal at the old Elwood Hobbies, the Stampede 4x4, and then it worked up from there, you know. So yeah, so a lot of times, you know, I'm able to go to the hobby shops and buy a car where I'm excited to get that. You know, I bought the X01 day one when it was like $1,000 and change. You know, I bought the M41, you know, which I wanted so bad. Never drove it, but I wanted to customize it and do my own flavor on it. The X-Maxx I bought day one. When I did the upgrade kit, I bought directly from Traxxas. I even have the invoice for you. That's why I ended up doing a video, because I was annoyed. Usually when you're endorsed by a company, you do not come across and do a whole video of my displeasement of that, what initially transpired with the X-Maxx. So to answer your question in a nutshell, I'm not endorsed by any RC company as of right now. If endorsements come, that's awesome. But that being said, you know, a lot of people trust my opinion on the Traxxas vehicles because I do own almost all their electric ones as of right now. If you wanted to come across and check out a lot of the crawl videos, I mean, there's guys out there like DJ Medic is huge on every aspect, but his bread and butter is a lot of the crawl videos that he does, and that's at RC Spark Studios. Another guy who I watch that does a lot of crawler, Ted's Garage. You got guys out there doing speed runs and customizations. I mean, you got speedrun guys from Long Island, you got speedrun guys from Florida, MTC Tookie 25, you know, and, you know, everybody has their own niche on what they're doing, you know, guys that are customizing in Pennsylvania, like, you know, Tap Money, and everybody has their niche on their channel and stuff like that. So, I mean, I just recently got rid of a Kyosho Inferno. You know, I mean, it's all on the aspect of how you look at on the hobby side of it. You know, I know more people want to see bash videos and me destroying my cars and stuff like that. I mean, if you look at that tire as opposed to a used one, people come across and say I don't use my tires. You know, I have show bodies and I have run bodies. You know, if you look at my slash 4x4 and the Stampede, you'll see that those bodies are pretty much wrecked. But everybody has their niche on their hobby. You know, of what they want to do and how they present themselves and stuff like that. So, am I Traxxas endorsed? No. Do I take offense to that? No. I mean, I would have loved to be Traxxas endorsed because then I'd be able to come across and give you the consumer aspect of it. I'd be able to, just like I do right now, as I buy my as I buy all my parts and everything like that. People want to find out if something's good, if something's bad. You guys just saw on a live YouTube, installation with stuff that I just installed at this point, that I'm not able to utilize really any of these components to utilize for this type of tire. I can utilize it for the Baja setup, but I can't do it for this. So, that's a lot of people like to see the new stuff, that's happening with the channel. People like the T-Bone Racing reviews. People like to find out. I get a lot of comments on the shock covers, on throwing wire mesh on the wires. So I try to get things immediately when they come out. People went bananas when I started coming across and giving you the LEDs that are for the front and rear from a company, in Poland. So that's primarily, like I said, if an endorsement ever happened, that would be awesome. I would love to go to Texas to even see the facilities, so that would be something cool, I mean, I know that a lot of questions have gone through since I ended up rambling about that. You smell it, yo. You're looking to make a new one with the RC. Hey, Gio, the Rustler speed runs alloy or RPM? RPM. Because with that type of speed, you are going to break aluminum. And once you do, you never recover. So, I mean, there are parts that you need to put aluminum. Bulkhead, steering, maybe the caster blocks, maybe the definitely the transmission case, but mostly RPM it out to be able to handle it with no problem. Okay. Let me see. Let me read down to this. Eric Nielsen, does the tires feel heavier than the stock ones? These feel a lot heavier than the stock ones because remember, you have more metal that's going around and the tire is different. So the X Revo, as big as the X-Maxx, I would think so. Travis Bowman, my friend keeps breaking axles consistently on the slash 2-wheel drive VXL. He tried steel Traxxas axle and broke them. Any suggestions? Go MIP. Definitely go MIP. Or maybe his link is a little bit too tight. Maybe when he's coming across and it's binding a little bit, that could be an issue. Make sure that when he does utilize these steel drive shafts, that he utilizes a lot of grease on them as well. Make them go freely. Melbourne. Wow, no freebie from Traxxas. You are a true Traxxas fan. Bash on. Love your live stream. Thank you very much, Melbourne. Wick Splitters RC, what's going on? You need an armor. By the way, the tires are sick. Armor. I'll get into a discussion about armor very soon. So, Hans, Travis, maybe the MIP. Yep. Bradley. Hey, good. I'm in. Hey, what's going on, Bradley? Adam Hire. Travis, we're going to get some MIP axles. Perfect, thanks. Yep. All right, painting the RC. Hey, check out my videos out. I hit an 89-foot jump with my X-Maxx on the motocross track. I think I saw that video. Yeah, I did see your video. I think I commented on it. You need Traxxas endorsements from what I have seen from you. You have earned it. Well, you know what? It's funny you say that because it wasn't until I did an X-Maxx video that I knew. I'm sure Traxxas knew who I was, but when that video came out, they really knew who I was. But I even own their secondary company, which is the Traxxas system. The Traxxas company, I own the Rally, I own the Teton, and I own the Alias. I do not own I believe it's the SST, the short course one. That's the one I don't own, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Hans, who wouldn't want to be endorsed? Lewis LP Racing just got off the phone with Pro-line. Dude was like, I'm so sorry, I have a employee putting them together right now. Oh, all right. Yell at the employees. You tell them to get on. Tell them to yell at the employees. Let me see, 1 second. I gotta get this thing going. Alrighty, so let's keep going. I would like to see a video on how to do in the wire mesh. There is a video out there for the wire mesh that I have for the X-01. Lewis, you should be getting them by Saturday. All right. Deadman RC, cheers, mate. I hit 99 KMS yesterday, but I know it's gearing at this point. So 99 kilometers, you are running probably 78 miles an hour. Let me see, Warhawk Legend 69. But I would be happy if the size of it kept the E-Revo the same size. Updating the drive chain is more. Yeah, you know what? The drive chain does need to be updated, Warhawk. And also the way the battery tray needs to be changed out, because I think that's been a major issue with you trying to find a specific battery to slip into those side compartments. Manuel, what's going on from the Netherlands? What time is it over there? Hopefully you're not just waking up. Wes Hunt, is Traxxas going to make drift mode parts for the Ever? In actuality, there is an option for the drift on the Fortec. It's locking out the rear and you're able to make it a drifter. So in actuality, somebody from Traxxas themselves was able to give me that information for that. Hello, what bearings are you using for this? The bearings, I believe, Full Force RC bearings. They have pretty cool things over there at Full Force RC. This is where I got these shock covers from, which you should be able to see somewhere over there. There you go. So, and they pretty much have an assortment of shock covers over there. So, and they have a whole bunch of other things that are available. So, and we see wick splitters. You said you need another. All right, cool. So, as of right now, what did we learn? We learned that I should read the fine print before I buy something. So, terribly sorry. Hopefully these still look good. They look good to me. I don't know. They look good to me. They're a little bit bigger. It sucks that I'm not able to utilize this, nor am I able to utilize this. And this is the metal insert. Let me see, where's the regular Traxxas tire that I have around here. I do not see it. It's not around. Well, we'll see what happens. Now, last statement that I wanted to give you. Somebody was interested in finding out about these. Now, if you guys don't know what this is, you better call somebody. No. These are the speakers for the Traxxas onboard audio. And as you can see, I ended up coming across and just modifying them to where you don't have the extended arms that are out. So one of the YouTubers challenged me and said, I've seen a couple of videos with the audio installed, but it looks terrible. Which, when I saw the videos, I didn't think they were that bad, you know. It's just a little bit of more of a TLC type of adaptation for that. So, like I've always done throughout the years, I'm going to come across and do an installation of this. I know there's a lot of kids and a lot of people that just don't know how to utilize machine tools. So I'll be able to get into details, you know, for you to come across and be able to do this by yourself with no problem. None of this was machined. Everything was just cut, you know, by a scissor. Was it a scissor? Probably a tire, a wire cutter and stuff like that. And this is going to be mounting on the inside of the brand new body. So that will be something pretty awesome that I'm going to be installing very soon. Oh, it's 9 p.m. Oh, you're about to go to bed. Gio, any idea what's the stock weight for the X-Maxx without the batteries? 17 pounds, I believe, without the batteries. Jacob, I'm waiting to get my new X-Maxx pretty bad, man. They're badass. Things I'd recommend for once you get your X-Maxx, see if you can go to RC Screws, get yourself some stainless steel so everything doesn't rust out immediately once you have it. Also on the drive shafts, make sure on the cups, on the internal parts of the cups, and also on the internal parts, you grease it up. I utilize what is the name of the company? Marine grease. I'm not too sure what the name of the company is, but make sure that's all lubed up and taken care of. And if you get the opportunities, the drivetrain, see how your diffs are, see what diff fluid that you're utilizing. As you can see, I haven't played around with this in a while, and all of that stuff right there is like my shock fluid, you know, in that cups right there. So that was when I changed out the shock fluid for the shocks. So just regular maintenance, see how your truck wants to drive and everything like that. So Jacob, Travis, are RPM revolvers any good? I can't comment on that. I don't have it. Chris, 8979, what's going on? All right, cool, man. Sorry. Got to go to Roman at Woods vlog is up. So basically, you just promoted people to leave here to go somewhere else. Thanks, bro. Bennett, what's going on? Is the X-Maxx durable? I'm worried about the electronics catching on fire. There's only been a few cases of the electronics catching on fire, and that was on the 6S. I have not seen the electronics catch on fire on the 8S. I've seen the Max 6 catch on fire on speed runs. There was a little bit of a scenario with a capacitor being adapted to that and a fuse, and also an update for the 6S. I have not heard anything about the 8S other than when I had my 8S and then going to a critical standby mode, and I had to get a new 8S ESC and a new 8S motor. So, Chris, I need a good front bumper for my Rustler. Either RPM or T-Bone Racing. Either one. Let me see. RC screws are okay, but the screws are always longer than stock. Well, they are, and it doesn't matter if you go a little bit more deeper into your system, but it shouldn't be that much of a inconvenience for you to do that. What is the best upgrade you've done? The shroud. The shroud by far. I ended up doing a snow video, and my thing was like a brick. Second best one was the T-Bone Racing. That was awesome. Then I couldn't see the car at night. I ended up doing the headlights. First upgrade I got, where I believe was the shock covers, because I don't like the shock covers, the shock shafts to be, you know, yucked up and everything like that. It's just better maintenance for that. Let me see where we're at. Have you seen the video with the X-Maxx utilizing the Mad Max wheels? You know, I was inches away from buying the Mad Max wheels, and then I just opted out because I'm not too sure how they would have handled on 8S. So my AS has went up in smoke. Got it on video. Send me that video. Now, is it the 8S VXL or the 8S, the Hobby Wing? That'd be. I would like to see a video. Send me the link to that. Let me see it. I'm not lying. I got that right. All right. Jacob, do you change the grease in the diffs or just? Well, I have an older video, which I ended up changing the diff cups and the spiral gears for the Traxxas X-Maxx, and I greased everything up in there, and also I ended up changing out the grease internally with diff fluid. So that was on an updated video. You should be able to find it, you know. Chris, thank you for giving me a pit dog information. He's doing customization body for me. Tell Pit Dog I sent you. Tell him like, yo, you know, definitely tell him I sent you. Alrighty. Oh, cool. I'm glad you did. Anyway, well, we just reached more than an hour on this live stream, so hopefully, yeah, Chris, just hit me up on GIOSTEALTHR1 and then we'll talk. GIOSTEALTHR1 at yahoo.com. We'll talk later. So in actuality, this ended up going a lot longer than expected. Hopefully you like the installation of the wheel. To me, it wasn't really a true full install, but it was definitely something to talk about. It was great conversating with you guys. As always, I love doing these live videos where I'm able to come across and just give you my opinion on stuff. If you like the content or if you like the conversations, definitely come across and give me a thumbs up. That will definitely be something cool. Next video updates will be the paint body unveil, and also the audio that's going to be adapted within there. So that's primarily what's going to be going. Hopefully this information was helpful to you. Know not what to buy and stuff, as you can see on my X-Maxx. Once I'm done with this video, I'm going to come across and start doing it to all the other tires, and then I'll probably throw that picture up on my Instagram at GIOSTEALTHR1. You could also find a lot of pictures of mine on GIOSTEALTHR1 on Google+, which is definitely something that you'll be able to find out. So Lockdown RC, what's going on? So hopefully this information was cool for you guys. Definitely, if you want to rewatch the video again, you know, it's something that's going to be definitely cool for you. So rate, comment, subscribe. As you can see, I'm being bothered. Rate, comment, subscribe. Told my fellas up on YouTube. Later.